we live in a society that is divided. Half of us believe in climate change and agree that our current means of energy is contributing to it, while the other half of us don't believe climate change is real and think that the current means or status quo is perfectly acceptable. Currently, 82% of the world's energy is produced by fossil fuels. As for the United States, 66.9% of energy is produced by fossil fuels, leaving only 33.1% of energy coming from other resources such as solar and wind. For the sake of this debate, we will be using the definition of solar energy, or green power, from the United States Environmental Protection Agency, and is defined as a subset of renewable energy and represents those renewable energy resources and technologies that provide the highest environmental benefit. EPA defines green power as electricity produced from solar, wind, geothermal, biogas, eligible biomass, and low-impact small hydroelectric sources. Also known for its zero emissions profile and carbon footprint reduction benefits. The status quo of the United States of America is currently relying on fossil fuels as their primary means of energy. Fossil fuels are defined as natural fuels such as coal or gas formed in the geological past from the remains of living organisms. The affirmative resolution is that the United States of America should substantially increase the use of solar energy for generating electric power. The dimensions of the problem are best seen by turning to the first line of the affirmative analysis, contention 1. Continued use of fossil fuels is harmful to the United States. Impact 1. Fossil fuels are bad for the environment. Fossil fuels are a known contributor to polluting air quality, and according to the EPA, when fossil fuels are burned, they release nitrogen oxides into the atmosphere, which contribute to the formation of smog and acid rain. With the pollution of air quality comes an increase in algae blooms that thrive in environments with high levels of nitrogen and phosphorus. As stated by the United States Environmental Protection Agency, some algae blooms are harmful to humans because they produce elevated toxins and bacterial growth that can make people sick if they come into contact with polluted water, consume tainted fish or shellfish, or drink contaminated water. An increase in algae blooms leads to a decrease in the amount of oxygen in the water, causing dead zones. The Gulf of Mexico dead zone is the largest in the United States, measured to be about 5,840 square miles in 2013. It occurs every summer because of nutrient pollution from the Mississippi River Basin, an area that drains 31 upstream states. According to the Government Accountability Project, accessed November 13, 2017, we know that hydraulic fracturing causes land, water, and groundwater contamination, pollutes the air, causes earthquakes, and contributes to global climate change through the release of the atmosphere of both methane, a potent greenhouse gas, and carbon dioxide. Impact 2, fossil fuel production is dangerous. Fracking is a controversial oil and gas extraction method that entails the underground high-pressure injection of millions of gallons of water mixed with sand and a mixture of proprietary chemical compounds in order to crack formations in shale containing hydrocarbons or oil and gas, and has led to increases in domestic oil and gas production over the last decade. Some states have banned fracking because of the dangers to the environment and public health. According to the Government Accountability Project, the BP oil disaster in 2010 resulted in 11 deaths. Ongoing health problems experienced by the cleanup workers, including skin lesions, rapid weight loss, kidney and liver damage, memory loss, migraine headaches, seizures, temporary paralysis, heart problems, and respiratory and nervous system damage. More than 5 years after the BP oil disaster, members of the cleanup crew were still feeling some serious health effects, now known as BP syndrome. Contention 2, the status quo encourages the use of fossil fuels. Impact 1, the government subsidizes the use of fossil fuels. According to the International Institute for Sustainable Development, in 2013, the IEA estimates that consumer subsidies for fossil fuels amounted to $548 billion, while subsidies for renewable energy amounted to $121 billion. According to Forbes magazine, January 25, 2017, the U.S. emitted 5.4 billion tons of carbon dioxide in 2015. With a cost per $36, the current social cost of carbon, that means that the U.S. is paying $200 billion to cover the cost of all emissions being burned. In effect, it's a $200 billion hidden subsidy to the fossil fuel industry. The government underestimates the uses of solar power, so people don't have the faith to make the change to solar, because they're misled by a government that favors fossil fuels. According to Quartz, the IEA's predictions for energy usage and production, they found that the IEA's 10-year estimates between 2006 and 2016 systematically underrated the share of wind and solar and gas. Solar capacity in particular was a whopping 4,813% more in 2016 than the IEA had projected back in 2006. Report records the IEA regularly underestimates the growth in renewables, but overestimates the U.S. fossil fuel consumption, which some critics then see as an attempt to boost the oil industry. Impact 2, there are currently no laws that prohibit the use of fossil fuels. According to Inside Climate Change, March 29, 2017, Trump directed all departments to identify and target for elimination any rules that restrict U.S. production of energy and set guidance to make it more difficult to put future regulations in place on coal, oil, and natural gas. Trump specifically ordered the EPA to initiate a review of the Clean Power Plan, the Obama administration's signature climate initiative to slash carbon pollution from coal plants. The plan is to mandate that the United States government will subsidize solar panel production and promote solar energy while upholding stricter policies for fossil fuels. Enforcement will be by civil and criminal penalties, and as far as the funding goes, the United States government will use the existing fossil fuel budget and redistribute it for solar energy. Creating incentive for businesses by mandating that new buildings be built with solar panels that can then be used as an investment. As far as solvency, NPR, April 20, 2016, as of January 2017, San Francisco became the first state to mandate that all new buildings be equipped with solar panels to advance their goal of reaching 100% renewable energy. Solvency mandate that all new buildings be equipped with solar panels, a one-time cost that reaps many benefits, as mentioned above. For those reasons, I urge you to vote aye.
You guys, I think that's appreciated. Let's save the applause to the end of the whole debate. That way we'll save a little bit of time.